Yes, students, today I am going to explain you about the diffusion and osmosis. These two terms are actually quite confusing. So here I want to tell you the differences between the term, what is diffusion, osmosis, and we'll go further to its differences. First I'll begin with the diffusion. See, this term diffusion you have heard many times, and at the same time osmosis also we hear. But when it is asked to write the diffusion and osmosis differences, some of us get confused. Here I want to tell you first that what is diffusion. For this, basically only one thing if you keep in your mind, one example you just keep in your mind, then you will get to know that yes, diffusion is quite different from the osmosis. The best example is of the room spray. What happens here, if there is a room and we are going to spray in one corner of the room, what happens? We can smell the spray in any side of the room. Wherever the person is, the whole room is filled with the smell of the spray. So by keeping this example in mind, if we go to the diffusion, what we see that it is the movement of molecules. It is the movement of molecules. What do we mean that? The molecules which are very close to one another at one place, when they get the space around it, they will move in all direction without any blockage in between. They will move out in all the directions as we saw here in the room. Wherever the spray is sprayed, the smell is there in the whole room. So that is what basically is diffusion, movement of molecule in all direction from its higher concentration. What we saw here, that the concentration of the molecule was higher in the spray bottle, and in the room there was no molecules of the spray because earlier there was no smell. So what happened, from the spray bottle, when there was the higher concentration of the molecule, it spread, and it spread where? To its lower concentration, where the number of molecules is more, number of molecules more to the less number of molecules. So what happens here? The movement is there of the molecules from higher concentration to the lower concentration, or from where the number of molecule is more to the less number of molecules. As we can see that it is spreading in all the direction, so basically it happens in the gases. So this diffusion is going to happen in the gases, and from the higher concentration of the molecule to the lower concentration. Keeping in mind this example, you will never get confused what actually is diffusion. So while defining, you will write it is the movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration. This is the definition when you are going to define what is diffusion. Movement of molecules from higher concentration to lower concentration, and it is very common feature in the gases. Now coming to the osmosis, what actually is osmosis? Here again, the flow of solvent molecules is there. Solvent molecules is there. What actually solvent molecules we come to know? Whenever we are using the word solvent, that means we are talking about some fluid, and basically the liquid where there is solution. These few terms will come when we are going to study about osmosis. Solvent molecules, fluid is gas as well as liquid, we know, and basically here it is described about the solution part. When we are saying solvent molecules, means any of the solution is having two things, solute and solvent. Solution is made up of two things, solute and solvent. Solute is the solid part inside the solution and solvent is the liquid part. So here what happens when there is movement of solvent, that is basically water. That is, water is going to move here. In any of the solution, example, we make sugar solution, we make salt solution, these all type of solution is there. So what happens here, what is going to move? The water molecule is only going to move, not the sugar, not the salt. So, but one condition is very important to understand over here. Whenever the movement is there, it is through a selectively permeable membrane, or another name for selectively permeable membrane is semi-permeable membrane. When we have to see it diagrammatically, as I showed here for the diffusion. Now again, if I want to show for the osmosis, so there will be one membrane. See, in this membrane I have left some part over here to show that it is a semi-permeable membrane, and here are the molecules of the solute and the solvent. So these big molecules are of the solute and the small molecules are, I am showing in the form of small dots, that is the solvent. Now this will pass, but which molecule is going to pass? Will this pass? No. Only these small molecules, solvent molecules, will pass through the semi-permeable membrane, and here where the number of solute molecules is less. Here I have shown you more dots, and here the number of dots of the solute molecule is the less. So what happens? The solvent molecule is passing through this semi-permeable membrane and it will go in this direction. So direction also I am showing you with the arrows. Semi-permeable membrane is important whenever we are talking about the osmosis, and here again it is from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, but the moving part is only the solvent molecule. It is not the solute molecules. Yes, students, so I told you about diffusion, which is mostly in gases, and then osmosis. The definition of osmosis I told you in my previous lecture, and here I was telling you it is the movement of solvent particles, solvents such as water, and here I have shown you this with the bigger circles or the bigger dots. These are the solute and smaller one is the solvent. Here solvent is moving and these are the solute particles. But while drawing diagram, one thing you have to keep in mind that the number of solute particles here will be less as compared to the number of solute particles this side, because the number of solvent has to be more, then only it is going to move. So here if we are going to draw some of these bigger dots, you will not make, the number is less. See here I have shown you 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 only, and here the number of the bigger dots, that is the solute particles, is more. So solvent is only moving, so number of solvent particles is more here, higher concentration to the lower concentration. This is basic what we have to say. Here when I am writing about higher concentration, I mean for the solvent, higher concentration of the solvent to the lower concentration of the solvent. Fine. Solute is not at all going to move. Again this in detail I will teach you here. For this I will rub the board. Yes children, now on the basis of this movement of the molecules, few questions are asked to you. So for understanding those questions, first of all I will explain you about the solution. You might have heard this word many times, but what actually is solution? It is composed of solute which is dissolved in the solvent. Now see, at this level you have to know only the basic thing. Okay, solute is solid particle which is going to be dissolved in the liquid particle. Though when you go to the higher classes, different other, you will come to know that solid is dissolving in solid, solid in liquid, or liquid in liquid. So those, then they have their different names also. But here we have to take into account only the solute is solid and it is dissolving in liquid. Okay. Now on this basis, when solute is dissolved in the liquid, we have three types of solution. Hypertonic solution. In short we write solution like this: hypotonic solution, and isotonic solution. Three types of solution are there. But when I am talking about hypertonic, hypotonic or isotonic solution, first of all we have to remember that these are the comparison between two solutions. Whenever we are talking about this, we are taking into account two types of solution. Suppose this is A and this is B. If we are having only one solution, we will never say that yes, it is hypertonic, hypotonic or isotonic. When we are comparing one solution to the other, then only we will say the solution A is hypertonic to B or B is hypotonic to A, whenever we are comparing. But how do we compare? We compare on the basis of the solute particles. Here in A, I am showing you the number of solute particles is more as compared to the number of solute particles in the solution B. This is again the membrane I am showing you, and here see you can count. I am showing you this with the counting only, and the solvent is again with the small dots. What will happen now? You know that the number of solute particle is less over here and the solvent is more, so the movement is going to be in this direction. But when I have to say whether A is hypertonic or hypotonic or isotonic with respect to B, then we will say that A is hypertonic, A is hypertonic solution with respect to B, or else here we can say B is hypotonic solution. Why? Because A is having more concentration. Then more concentration of what? Solute is over here. So in hypertonic solution, solute concentration is more as compared to the other one with which we are comparing. And in hypotonic solution, solute concentration is less. Solute concentration is less with comparison to the other solution. And when we come to the isotonic solution, with the word iso, you know, many times you have heard this word isosceles triangle, isomerism, and many other words, isodimetric. Iso means same. So with this meaning, iso means same. From here we will understand on our own only, yes, the solute concentration is going to be equal on both sides. So what we saw here, in the hypertonic solution, we are having comparison between two things, then only we use these terms, hypertonic, hypotonic and isotonic. Hypertonic will have the solute concentration more. This is more than the other solution. Again here, if I am talking about B, it is hypotonic. Why? Because solute concentration is less with respect to solution A. Here A is hypertonic because its solute, it is having more number of solute. Isotonic will have the same number of solute particles. The number of the solute particle will be the same on both sides of the membrane. Fine? Is it clear till here? Yes, children. Now, when coming to writing the definition of osmosis, when we have to write the definition of osmosis, here we can write now the definition with respect to three words. One is the solute, another is the solvent, and the third one is the solution. Because when it is asked in the MCQs, the statement might change, so you should be clear in your concept so that you don't get confused. Here when I am telling you about the osmosis and the definition, you know that it is the movement of the solvent molecule. That is the main thing. Now what I will write here in sentences, that movement of solvent molecules from. When I am taking into account this term solute, then what I will write? Movement of solvent molecules from low solute concentration to high solute concentration. One criteria can be the solute while redefining this osmosis. Movement of solvent molecule is there, but when I am writing about the concentration, so I will say movement of solvent molecule from low solute concentration. Here I am writing low solute concentration to high solute concentration. Fine. Now if I am writing this same definition with respect to solvent, so it is movement of solvent molecule from high solvent concentration to low solvent concentration. So here the number of solvent molecule is more and then it is moving to the low solvent side. And here what I said, the number of solute concentration is more, and here the low, and then to the high solute concentration. Now coming to the solution, if I am writing the same definition with respect to the solution. Children, you might have heard the word concentrated solution and dilute solution. Like in your lab you might have seen concentrated HCl, dilute HCl, concentrated sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. So when I am only writing the word solution concentrated or dilute solution, what do we understand from this? If I am saying concentrated solution, and if I am saying dilute solution, from here what do we mean? With respect to solute and solvent. Now it is a solution which is having solute and solvent, but particular that solution, if I am saying concentrated, that means the number of solute particles is more with respect to solvent molecules. In the same way here what will happen? Dilute solution is there, so solute particles will be less with respect to the solvent molecules. Fine. So before defining with respect to solution, so first one I told you about the solute, then second one with solution how to define solvent, how to define, then third using the word solution how to define. Okay, now this concentrated solution is having more number of solute particles, dilute solution is having less number of solute particle in comparison to the solvent molecule. So here what will happen? Here movement is only going to be of the solvent particles only, whatever the case is. This we have to keep in our mind. Only the solvent molecule are going to move. So now here what happens, if I have two solution, one is concentrated, other is dilute. Okay, then what is going to happen here? Solvent molecule is only going to move. So here we will write movement of solvent molecule from dilute solution to the concentrated solution, because you know that concentrated solution is having more number of solute and it is having less number of solute and more number of solvent particles. So these solvent molecule will move in this direction. Children, you mostly get this definition only in the books, and rest when it is twisted in any of these form, student get confused. That's why I wanted to write these definitions in respect to solute, solvent and solution. Hope it is clear till here. Movement of solvent molecule is only going to be there, and that too from the dilute solution to the concentrated solution. Why? Because dilute solution is having more number of solvent molecules as compared to the concentrated solution.